Tate's predominantly male following believe he was arrested because he is, quote, going against the system, what he calls the matrix. Joining us now to discuss is senior editor at Reason, Elizabeth Nolan Brown. Welcome, Elizabeth.
First, I want to say that I don't have any special insight into the Andrew Tate case, and I'm certainly not here to defend him per se. But I am here, I can talk about why so many people may be defending him, aside from just a general disbelief about people you like accused of crimes, or the fact that some men are never going to believe accusations made by a woman against a man anyways. I think part of it also, though, is that the reality about sex trafficking in the U.S. is these cases are very frequently bogus, and stats about how common it is are very frequently just entirely made up. Like you said, this is something I've been writing about at Reason magazine for years. A lot of what gets publicized as sex trafficking busts in the U.S. just wind up being prostitution busts, with adults trying to consensually have sex with other adults. And very often it's the sex workers themselves who wind up arrested and charged and wind up with the most severe consequences.
Right, and I think it's important to note in that case and others, they were not being held against their will. No. They were not, being like chained to a basement or something. These were people who were consensual, exchanging money for sex. Some people think that should be illegal and think that's wrong, et cetera, but it is not. It wasn't forced on anyone, and that's a huge difference in my mind, at least.
Right, like in the Florida case, these women were all in the United States legally. They had either green cards or they'd become U.S. citizens. They had their massage licenses. They were all in their 40s through 60s, so it was very different than this picture that got painted in the media. Often sex trafficking rumors on social media end up being false too. It's amazing how often police are having to put out these press releases like, no, sex traffickers aren't snatching up people at your local Walmart or Target or things like that. Authorities are basically the boy who cried wolf about sex trafficking, and they've been crying sex trafficking on so many things that aren't sex trafficking for so long that it can be kind of hard to take them seriously. Well, like I said before, I don't know what to believe about this case. I know that there are women who have made allegations against him. I know that a couple of the women who worked for him said, no, none of that is true. So I don't want to presume to know anything about what was actually going on there. I don't think that being a manipulative person, being a bad person is not necessarily sex trafficking. So again, I don't know if this fits the thing, but I do want to say that I'm not saying that he's innocent either. I just say I don't know. And the fact that there has been so much blurriness, though, about what sex trafficking actually is, makes it easier for people who are doing something wrong to get away with it.